Hello everybody, how is it going? On this fine Sunday evening, for anyone not watching live, we're recording on Sunday. One more game to go, Man City. How is everyone? How about a good weekend? Baines got me 12 points. Man United beat Liverpool. I cooked a roast dinner today for the first time ever and it was great. Pretty decent. No polls. Yeah, there's 5 polls. So we've got Gameweek 31 captain, as if it's not going to be Salah. How many Gameweek 31 players? Best striker to go alongside Firmino. Biggest clean sheet chance in 31 and number of hits for Gameweek 31. Yeah, all captains have flopped in Gameweek 31 pretty much. Most of the captains would have been KANE, Salah and Aguero. Bit of a nightmare, really. I've done alright though this week. 55 4-point hit, so 51 altogether. It's a decent it's decent this week. I've got up to like 40k from 70k, so not a huge jump, but you know, it's big enough. That's going to drop tomorrow once auto subs and Man City players play. Even Shaqiri maybe if he gets points. So I'm hoping it's a 1-1 draw that game with some dodgy players scoring goals. You had Aubameyang captain, very nice. Some people had Mahrez as well. Yeah, people who held Son looking good too. I checked, I sold Son in game week 26. He didn't do anything for the next 3 weeks, so I'm not too concerned about it. But obviously I would have loved him for the last 2 weeks. No, not Shaqiri. Anyone but Shaqiri. I've ignored Shaqiri all this time. I think I'm going to ignore Shaqiri for the blank as well. I'm not going to get him, I don't think. Got 73 points. Some people gone up. Some people have halved their rank pretty much. You smashed it. Told you Baines would come good. I know, Leighton Baines, man. The thing is, I was watching the game live because in Ireland you can watch the. There's always a 3 PM game on. You don't get to pick, but it was Everton versus Brighton. And I got to watch the second half, and he was in the box a couple of times. And when that penalty happened, I tweeted straight away, penalty to Everton. And in my head I was thinking, do I really want Baines to take it? And they weren't showing who had the ball, so I didn't know who was stepping up. And I just thought, do I want Baines to take it? Because if he misses, that's going to be a huge letdown. I was almost thinking to myself, I'd rather someone else took it. And obviously Rooney took it, and as soon as he stepped up, I thought he's going to miss this. Because he's not the greatest penalty taker. Obviously, Leighton Baines got a really good record. I think he's like 19 and 21 or something like that. I mean, that would have been amazing. Penalty assists and 3 bonus points, but we'll take the 12 points. It'll do. But yeah, him and Pickford cleaned up, really, with the clean sheet. Most annoying thing was the Walcott goal that wasn't. Yeah, I feel everyone with that. I mean, I was watching live, like I just said, and it just looked like he'd scored in real time. That's why I tweeted out straight away. And then I saw the tweet that said it was an own goal. I was like, oh, what? So I had to rewind and double check, and it was, to be fair. I don't think Allardyce actually said it was Gylfi. Oh, yeah, it's Gylfi, Baines and Tosin. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know, Baines never seems that bothered about taking him, even though he's probably one of the better ones. But Sigurdsson's decent enough, so if he steps up, fair enough. I mean, Sigurdsson and Baines were on the pitch when Rooney took that, and they're both better penalty takers than Rooney. Why isn't Ramsey playing? Apparently he was rested again. Europe. Obviously Europe is what Wenger is targeting. Yeah, trash game week. It was bad for a lot of people. It's just one of those weeks, really. The good thing is, a lot of people had similar weeks, so you're probably not going to fall that much in rank. Yes, for people like me who did well, we'll climb a bit, but we're not the majority, that's for sure. Double Huddersfield defence, very nice. Is King a shoe-in to start next week? Well, this week did make it tough now to bring in King, I think. I don't know, I'm assuming it was a tactical thing. Because obviously they were playing Spurs. But yeah, not good. And I'm really annoyed about the KANE injury. In some ways it's good, in some ways it's not good. Obviously don't want him injured, especially before the World Cup, but I was planning on taking him out and going for a punt in Gameweek 32, like Aubameyang or Lukaku. And now everyone can do that, and yeah, not good. Obviously, I hope he's fine, but from an FPL point of view, which is obviously what we're talking about, yeah, everyone's going to get rid of him. So it's a bit, it's just, oh, Alex, I'm sure you're just taking the mick, but you're getting a bit annoying. Yeah, it's just annoying now because everyone has got an easier decision to take him out because he'll probably drop in price. There's no real reason to keep him unless you've got him really cheap, but I just don't think many people are in that position. Apparently King has been in neck brace the last week. Hearsay from someone who's renovating his house. What? Who's renovating his house? King didn't play as he had a slight neck injury and didn't train much. Okay, fair enough. Didn't know that. Still though, you'd want to be hearing some good news in the press conference before you bring him in. I actually think the fact that Wilson started again, Bournemouth played okay for a while. Obviously, in the end they got outdone by Spurs, but I've got to assume that Wilson starts again against West Brom, and West Brom being the worst team in the league, they look relegated at this point. Alan Pardew's awful. They're awful. Yeah, I'm more tempted to go back to Wilson now. Yeah, Stanislas I would like, but that's an extra hit. Stanislas is the one to get. Yeah, I think I've mentioned Stanislas before. He's always an injury worry, but if there's no news during the week, then yeah, I think he looks good. I mean, in hindsight now, what I should have done, not knowing that Ibe was going to come on, is just do Sterling to Walcott, kept Ibe, not got Pritchard for a hit, and this week I'd have enough money to take the same hit but get Stanislas instead. But it is what it is. Plus, would I have done Ibe to Stanislas when Ibe got on the pitch this week? Probably not. Wilson's blanked so much lately. I thought he looked alright though, especially in the first half. And we've seen that he can get hat-tricks and stuff. I mean, it is a bit of a risk, for sure, because he's not in the greatest form. But he is their best striker, I think. Unless he was going to play King up front, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Any transfers this week need to bear in mind Game Week 32. Yeah, I mean, it's worth looking at Game Week 32. So, out of the teams you might be getting in from the blank, Bournemouth have Watford away, which I think is okay. Huddersfield have Newcastle away, which again I think is okay. Crystal Palace is a bit dodgy because they have Liverpool at home. Then Stoke are Arsenal away, so I wouldn't want to be loading up on Stoke players. And Everton have Man City at home, so I've got 3, but I'd be careful about them if you haven't got them. So one of the reasons I'm more looking at Wilson than, say, Tozen or Mounier or Benteke, for example. Paul should have Wilson King. Yeah, maybe. Struggling to figure out what player is worth a hit. Probably none, but I'm going to get Mane in for Eriksen. I mean, that's a pretty easy move. Because obviously I've waited to get the third Liverpool option, and then I'm going to do Kane to a striker and just hope he repays the hit. 1 goal and it's repaid, so I think Wilson or King against West Brom, that could be more than 6 points. Will I take a hit after that? I don't know. Walcott's a bit of a nuisance now. We'll have to wait on news for him. I may just go with 9 players. Yeah, Mounier is another option. Apparently Wilson, Stanislas and King have a thing where whoever gets the penalty takes it. Oh man, it's like being back at school. My penalty, I want it. Zaha, yeah, I'd look at Zaha to be honest. came up. I said, I think I said on the Scoutcast about Zaha, but only if he got minutes this week. So he got minutes. He's probably going to start at the weekend. Be very surprised if he doesn't. If I had De Poitre, would I keep him? Yeah, probably, unless you've got spare transfers to get rid of him, which seems unlikely. Just play him and hope for the best. Class R strikers is Wilson or Defoe. Yeah, and I mean Wilson's better than Defoe. I think Defoe's past it, to be honest. I don't see Defoe's just suddenly starting against West Brom. I mean, it could happen, of course, but I assume that Wilson would just start again. He's the number one. He's fit at the moment. Not in good form, of course. Zaha or Stanislas? I think I prefer Stanislas. Bournemouth always like to attack, and I just don't really see a better team to play right now than West Brom. I mean, you could argue that they're in a relegation position, they're going to be fighting, but I wonder if that fight's already gone from them, to be honest. You scored 61 points. That's excellent this week. Yeah, you captain KANE. Look, it's just one of those things. We all did that, or a lot of us did that. The one thing about KANE being injured, especially if it's long term, which we don't know yet, we've got no news at the moment, it makes the wildcard much more interesting. I think in some ways it probably helps people who've got their wildcard left because they can redistribute the funds easier. Yes, of course, someone without a wildcard can still transfer him out and spend those funds, but that's extra transfers to spend them, whereas a wildcard, you can get rid of him and spread the funds about a bit. So that makes it a bit of an interesting option. I mean, I think Son and Ali, depending on injury for Ali, now become really good options. I actually think, was it this time last year, or maybe a bit earlier in the season, last season, KANE was out and Son did really well. I mean, Son's been doing really well anyway. But still. What's your view on Aubameyang in wildcard if Kane's out? Yeah, Aubameyang looks good. I was basically looking at taking KANE out this week for a Gameweek 31 striker, and then in 32 to go for Lukaku or Aubameyang. I did look at Jesus and Aguero, but if Aguero's out too, that won't happen. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm definitely considering the Arsenal players. Aubameyang's got the advantage that he doesn't play in Europe. Will I keep Walcott? Probably. If I get confirmation he's definitely out, I may swap him and take an extra hit. You have Aguero captain Salah Rice. Oh, I'm gutted about that. I was 100 points behind someone in my mini league. 100 points. And he's having a really shocking week. Oh, he gets Yedlin off the bench though. Okay, so he's on 18 points. With Aguero 19 plus 2 more, 21. He's on 21 points with Shaqiri to play, and I'm on 55. And I just really thought that KANE was going to smash it. And I would just go up and up the ranks, but nope. Or up and up the mini league. Rashford's differential needs it. Yeah, I mean, we're not looking at Man United players for now. Maybe against Swansea, but no guarantee he stays in the team, even though he was really good against Liverpool. Is it worth a -8 to get 11 players out? I mean, it depends. It depends who you're bringing in, who you're taking out, what your plans are for the future. I mean, I might take a -8, but it's a little bit of a risk. I don't think it's absolutely needed. Do I think I can close that 70-point gap? Well, so I knew that he was having a good season. Well, I looked at his game week rank, so he obviously knows what he's doing. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them inside the top 10k. One of them was just outside, like 11.5. So he's good, basically. So it's going to be really tough to close the gap. KANE captain this week was it. you need a risk after this tragic week. I think that's a bad way of looking at it. I think when you take risks because you've had a bad week, you're probably not necessarily thinking straight about the transfer you're making. I may take a -8, but I've always kind of knew that I'd do a -4 or -8 because I'm happy to take that risk. I think if you're doing it on the back of the bad week, I'd just slow it down and have a think about that. Yeah, Matt did have Aguero and KANE both injured. Bit of a nightmare for him. You transferred out Son for Mahrez. Was it a good transfer? What, this week? Just gone? In which case, no. But just unlucky, really. If I had a Watford defender, would I get rid? Nah. Why would you get rid? Throwing it out there, if chasing a mini league, is it worth putting the captain on a non-Salah option this week? I guess you mean captain, right? I don't know. I look at that straight away and just think Salah's got every chance of punishing you. And so, even if you're chasing, you go for a risk like that, it can really hurt, and you'll just be chasing even more points the week after. So, not for me, I don't think. I just think Salah is by far and away the standout option this week. Like, you don't have to be a genius to call that, I don't think. I don't know about triple captain now with KANE out. I have to see what the fixtures end up being in Gameweek 37. You transfer Son to Mahrez this week. Well, he doesn't have a fixture, so not good. Yeah, I mean, you could go for Mane or Firmino and hope for the best. I mean, I suppose you've got to assume that if Salah scores, one of them's going to assist anyway. So you could take that risk. I just wonder how many points that's really going to gain you for what could be a huge risk. I don't know. So a lot of people will do that, but I don't know. Not for me. Sigurdsson should play in 31, yeah. Do I think -4 for a defender is too much of a risk? I mean, there's not too many defences that I would want to... Like, I'm probably not going to take a hit to bring in a defender. Look, maybe one of Coleman or Baines if you think Everton can keep a clean sheet against Stoke. They are away from home, they've got poor form, so maybe not. But those two could get attacking returns. Van Arnott as well, obviously we've seen he scored a couple in the last couple of weeks, but I mean, will he score 3 in a row? That would seem unlikely. But again, if you think you can nail someone that's going to get a clean sheet and you're taking out someone that's not going to play, then as soon as they get that clean sheet, you've netted 2 points before bonus points and attacking returns. So, again, it is a risk, yes. Do you want to take that risk? I'm probably not going to... I took hits for defenders last year. One of them was Coleman, actually. I'm not sure I'd do it this year. Do I think Bournemouth will keep a clean sheet? I mean, I'm never that confident in Bournemouth keeping clean sheets, but it is West Brom. So I've got a little bit of hope. You bench Son this week. Who did you bench for? I've seen a few people doing that. I mean, I know he hasn't got many returns away from home, but I don't think I'd be benching Son. You must have had a really good player to play instead. Am I still sticking to wildcard 32 or am I going to hold off for 33? I'm tempted to hold off because when I look in the fixtures in 32, I don't know, they're not amazing for the players that I'd probably bring in. You know, Chelsea are playing Spurs. Man City have got Everton, but they're playing away from home. Do I really want loads of Man City players? Probably not. So I'm siding with taking a punt in 32 and then wildcarding with the full amount of info in 33. Start for goalkeepers in Gameweek 31. I think Butland's probably the best choice. Have I changed my thinking about taking hits for the blank game week? Not for the most part. I think I was going to take a -4 this week, which will get me up to 10, but that does include Crouch and Walcott, which now, especially Walcott, looks a bit dodgy. You had Aurier and Aubameyang vice captain. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I thought Aurier wasted so many good chances to put the ball in. But it comes away with a goal and assist. What more could you want? Yeah, Aguero's tweeted that he's injured for a couple of weeks. Walcott apparently was cramped. Should be okay, but we'll have to wait for Big Sam to say if that's true or not. As in, like, we'll have to wait for the press conference just to see if there's any further news. Yeah, I'm looking forward to wildcarding. I actually put together a video today about the bonus point system, just my thoughts on it really. That'll be out tomorrow. And see if I can put one together about the free hit teams this week. I just don't know if I'm going to get a chance. But I might do a free hit video and then a preview as well. Oh, so much to do. Yeah, I think if you're looking at Arsenal players, you've got to look at Aubameyang now. With no Europe. Looking back, should I have just kept Son over Eriksen? Yes, of course. But it's not like I went Son to Eriksen. I took Son out with, I think, Arnautovic to bring in Sanchez and Ibe, I believe. So obviously, but for the next 3 weeks, Son did nothing. He's only done stuff in the last 2. And I got Eriksen the week before that when he got an assist. So, of course, Son has smashed it, but I don't think I made too big a mistake. That's why I'm like really happy with this week, because I feel like I've been getting loads of red arrows. I got a green arrow last week, but it was really small. I don't think I've been putting too much of a foot wrong. I don't think I've been making like any rash decisions or awful decisions. But it just hasn't been working out. And then this week, got a bit lucky. Is Baines injured after that horrible tackle? Nah, he pretty much stepped out of the way. He carried on playing afterwards. If we get the fixtures confirmed, then wildcard after 31. Maybe. I'm leaving the options open. Yeah, very close to 8,000 subs. Only 16 to go, is that right? Don't forget, by the way, hit that like button if you haven't already. And the polls just up here, top right hand corner. Vote on them. We've got 5 left. Let me see how many subs we need. Behind the scenes. Yep, 16 to go. 7984. So hit that sub button if you're new around here. Show us your team for Game Week 31. As you asked so nicely. Let's do it. Alonso, by the way, so annoying. So close to a clean sheet. So close to attacking returns. Mentioned getting rid of him for this run. So this is my team, lads. This is how we're looking right now. Crouch absolutely leading the line there. Looks beautiful. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. Like I said earlier, Eriksen to Mane. Kane to Wilson, probably. Then I'm done. Yeah, it is international break in Game Week 32, but again, unless I feel like I need to, wildcard, probably not gonna. Now, I have thought about not going Mane still. Taken out, I don't know who yet. Probably, I think Duffy's got a nice enough fixture after the break. I can't remember if Me has. Let me just have a check. And they got West Brom away, yeah. So I could keep Me as well, actually. But one of those two may be out for Van Dijk. And then still do Kane to Wilson. Then do Eriksen to a different midfielder. And then that would give me 11 then. I just wonder if that will net me better in the end. Just need a goal and clean sheet off Van Dijk. Oh man, I would love a Crouch goal so much in Gameweek 31 because nobody is bringing Crouch in. Oh, I'll definitely play. I'll definitely play this formation. Something like that. All the games are on Saturday though, aren't they? Yeah. I'm actually away this weekend. So I don't know how much I'll be tracking those games. I have got double over in defence. I don't know what that's in relation to though. I know you discussed this in earlier game week, but any consideration for World Cup Fantasy League videos? No. Oh, but I have... Okay, yeah, fair enough. I have double open defence. Yeah, I know, but... Baines goal, penalty. Pickford saves a penalty. Crouch scores, perfect. I'm looking at just one hit right now. Mane in for Eriksen, Wilson in for Kane. Job done. 4 points. 10 players, maybe. The thing is, yeah, I suppose double Everton defence is tough with Crouch, but Pickford gets a bunch of saves. Crouch gets rid of the clean sheets, sure, but not many players have got Crouch, so he's a nice little differential. I mean, he's not really, but he is a differential. Plan on using the free hit in 35 currently. Tozen or Deeney for Game Week 31? Yeah, I just don't like Deeney against that Liverpool defence. I think Tozen out of those two. Latest on Kane's injuries, we just don't know. We're just waiting. Do you think people missed the boat on Baines or could still get him in for 31? I think Everton defence are okay to bring in. It really depends on whether you think they can keep a clean sheet against Stoke. Holebas does have good attacking stats, yeah. When was I looking at bringing him in? A couple of weeks ago, I think. Who did I bring in instead? Oh, Baines. So I remember seeing him right out there and thinking, he was really good last season, but he always got yellow cards. One of the reasons I don't necessarily want to get Stanislas in for an extra hit is if Walcott plays, because I'd have to take Mahrez out. And once I do that, I'm pretty much tying myself up for a 32 wild card. Whereas he's got an okay fixture in Game Week 32, I think. I saw this. Who was it? Yeah, Brighton away. So I'm happy enough to play him in that. What's that about Kane? Thought I just saw some news about Kane, but maybe I misread. Anyway, let me have a quick look. Will Son take Kane's place while he's injured? Yeah, I mean, Son's going to probably play anyway. I think he's in their best 11, but yeah, I mean, he should be even more attacking if he could. What's it? Oh, I saw that someone said Kane had broken his leg, but I think they were just he hasn't. He was messing around with someone else. Yeah, it's one of those annoying weeks where, you know, those captain Aguero because they thought he could outscore Kane gets injured. Those of us with Kane where we were in mini leagues with people that have captained others, he got injured. It's just one of those weeks. It's so annoying, but it's just not going to happen. Obviously, because they're both injured. Scan tomorrow for Kane. Okay, so hopefully we'll find out more then. What circumstance would I wildcard in 32? I'd have to see maybe a few more injuries. I think with my current plan, I'm okay to play my team in 32. But yeah, if there's a few injuries, international break, then that might change things. We'll have a clearer idea of the fixtures. Maybe that'll... I know we pretty much know who's going to play in 34 anyway, but... you know, maybe that'll give me some inspiration to wildcard. Kane is injured and you're not free hit until 34. Who would you bring in? Depends how many other transfers you have to make. I mean, Aubameyang looks good from 32. But not for this week, obviously. If you want someone this week, then maybe Wilson, because then he plays Watford away afterwards. Yeah, Vardy's goal was amazing. So was the assist from Mahrez. That's one of the things I talked about in the bonus points video, actually, that basically for a lot of the stuff in the bonus points, if people want it to be less, like, without getting into it too much, like, people want to see negative stuff removed, but I don't think all negative stuff is bad, because sometimes people are just skying it into Rosie every chance they get, and then should they not be punished, or should they be punished for that? I think so. They're wasting chances. But then other players are getting close, they're hitting the post, worrying a defence. That's a bit different. And then I think the same for assists. Like, Mahrez's assist for that Vardy goal was amazing. You know, a player that just passes it, like Eriksen's today for Son. I mean, fair enough, he got the assist, but he won't have an easier one all season. He just gave the ball to Son, and Son just legged it out of the pitch. Like, should that be worth the same bonus points? Don't know. I probably didn't explain that very well. I think the double game weeks will be announced after the fixtures have been played in the FA Cup. No free hit this week. Absolutely no need for me. Oh God, I hope Kane's not out for the World Cup. Yeah, loads of people are buying players and for Gameweek 31 that just aren't going to play. That's what makes me laugh about people moaning about like the FPL Twitter and stuff giving too much info away. There's still hundreds of thousands of people transferring in players this week that just aren't going to play. I retweeted that guy earlier who said that he got rid of Son because the scout said that he's bad away from home. See that, Luke? Excuse me. It's the casuals buying these players. But yeah, that's what people are saying. There's no casuals anymore because they're getting all this info, but doesn't look like it. Vardy's seen an estate agents in London, eh? Maybe he just wants a summer home. Not sure why you'd want it in London, but still. Can see some unnecessary and annoying price rises occurring this week. I don't mind if they rise in price. players that I'm going to want but aren't going to play. I just think that's people wasting transfers, so I'm happy with that. Oh, excuse me, yawning already. What do I think of... it's not Sorloth, is it? It's like Sorlout, or something like that. Oh, it's another name I have to learn. I've seen him a couple of times now, briefly. He does work hard for the team, like to be cliche, he works hard, but I don't know if he's... I think his goal should have stood right as well. I didn't see that against Chelsea, but people were saying it should have stood. I don't know if he's how good he is, really. I don't think I'd be bringing him in for a hit. Sorlots, yeah, that's what nice. How do you look at how your rank has moved from week to week? Just go on your game week history. You're 32k down to 57k, just ultimately in security play. Is that such a bad week? I mean, rank-wise, it sounds like a lot, over 20k, but the truth is, the points in the top 100k are still very close together. So like I got 51 this week and I've gone up 30,000 places. So all it takes is just another bad week and I could be right down again. Why can't these weird names be like Trigger from Only Fools and Horses? Just call him Dave. Well, that's what happens with Aspilicueta, to be fair. Is Goodmanson the next gross? Goodmanson was my fantasy sell and risk, actually. I think that's 3 in a row now. Yeah, I'll be taking a hit. I mean, like I'm saying I'm taking a hit, but to be fair, I am bringing in Mane. A lot of people have already got Liverpool players. I don't know if it counts when I have to get Mane. Gone from 80k to 34k just because of the sun. Very nice. Have I considered taking a year rest from FPL to enjoy watching football without the stress? I don't really get stressed watching it because of FPL, to be honest. I can take it or leave it, really. I mean, for a lot of stuff, though, it makes the football better having FPL players involved. I would say I'd probably watch less football if I didn't do FPL. I think. Would I? It's hard to say now. I've been doing it for so long. Would I keep Alonso on wildcard or spread the funds? So I've looked at this. So their Game Week 34 fixture is Southampton away and then probably Burnley away. So 2 away games. Southampton not looking good though. Burnley don't concede too many. 7 million though for Alonso. I don't know. He's got Huddersfield at home though after that, and West Ham at home before that. So I'd probably keep him. Exactly, yeah. You got Pritchard, so you want to watch Huddersfield. Tea or coffee? Neither. Oh, jeez, can you hear the dog? Will I captain Firmino or Mane? Ooh, that is close. Firmino or Mane is so tough. You're not letting me just choose Salah. I think I'd go Firmino. He's so good for bonus. If he gets an attacking return, his points are probably going to get close to the double figures pretty quick. It's not my dog, actually. It's next door's. Do I have any FPL superstitions before a game week? No, don't think so. I tend to make my decisions before I check what time games are. $4 hours and 44,000 people have transferred that KANE. Wow. He's a goner. I'll be doing my usual stream on Thursday and then hopefully not paying too much attention to FPL over the weekend. I mean, I'm quite glad it's actually the blank game week this weekend because I'm hopefully not going to be paying too much attention. Although that never happens. Dreadful music. That is true, Dan. You should mute it. Should need to check it's on repeat. Don't forget, by the way, people, vote on the polls if you haven't already. Let me see how many votes we've had so far. Hit that like button too. We're on 56 now. Let's try and get to 100 before the stream ends. And subscribe if you're new around here. We are just 12 subscribers off 8,000 now. Vote-wise, we've had nearly 200 votes. So let's try and get that up a bit more. Should we wait to make transfers with KANE and Aguero likely to drop in price as people hear about the injury to save value with the wildcard coming up? I would always try and wait. I'd always try and wait for the info, to be honest. Now for me, like, I'm going to get rid of KANE anyway, so I could get rid of him earlier. I'm going to do that regardless of how long he's injured for, but I want the most info about the striker that I'm going to bring in. Do any of my mates watch my FPL streams? 2 of them have. One of them more regularly than the other, I think. I don't feel that much pressure because I usually beat them every year anyway. So hopefully they're not watching right now. Tell us when you're 1 off 8,000 or subscribe then. Alright. Can't believe Baines came off for me. Why? He's brilliant. I genuinely though, now to be fair, it was just Brighton at home. But generally I thought, like, Arsenal got destroyed by Brighton's wingers. Izquierdo in particular. Baines and Coleman just had them locked down for the whole game. Like, is it a coincidence they got a clean sheet as soon as they're both back playing? I don't know. Maybe. Does any part of me want Liverpool 0 or Liverpool 0, Watford 1 just for the lols? I would laugh at that. I think that would be hilarious. In the same way that when I mean, obviously I'm not laughing at Kane's injury, but you've got to see the funny side of the fact that Salah still beat KANE even though he only got 2 points. When I saw that, I just thought that's hilarious. That's when I just don't get worked up by FPL in that way. I just think, sure, it's frustrating KANE didn't get the points. I would love to have shot at my mini leagues, but it's just one of those things. You got to laugh at it. Any reason for putting the players on the bench? Someone said to rearrange the team just a minute ago. It really annoys people as well. Annoys some people. Do I recommend points hits for Bournemouth players with no wildcard? Who have they got after 32? Let me have a look. Watford away, Crystal Palace at home. Yeah, they got some okay fixtures. From Gameweek 34 onwards, it gets tough. I think Bournemouth could repay it in 31. Could repay the hit. I'm doing good, Bilal. How about you? We don't know about KANE. I need a new... Do you ever watch gaming streams? They have like that Nightbot thing. It just answers questions for you. And we need that on YouTube. They have it, but only for if you stream games. So like I can tell it to answer people's questions in the chat. So every time someone says to me, what's the news on KANE? The bot will automatically say we don't have any news. And then I don't have to keep answering the question. It'd be awesome. Would I rather triple captain Andy Carroll in a double game week against Palace and Huddersfield or De Bruyne at home to United? Andy Carroll every single time. when the top 6 play each other, of course, those players are good enough to do something against their rivals. But as a general rule, I will bet against them doing super well. It's one of the reasons I was going to get rid of Kane anyway, because he got Chelsea up next. Of course, Harry Kane can score against Chelsea. He's done it plenty of times. Or at least he's done it once. I don't know, has he done it plenty of times? Probably. But I would still bet against him. I would still bet that I've got someone better on my team that can outscore him. Come on, but Palace and Huddersfield at home. I know De Bruyne is great and he could score well, but I'd bet against it, especially against United. Although at home is different to Salah away, I suppose. No early transfers for me. No real need, to be honest. I've barely done an early transfer all season, so I'm going to keep it up. This mic is so sensitive. I need a different one. Is it worth bringing in Rooney? I don't think so. He's a striker as well, isn't he? He's listed as a striker, so that pretty much gives you no reason to bring him in, I would say. The close-up of the tackle on Kane looks nasty. Yeah, his ankle was, like you say, 90 degrees. Looks bad. But fit young athletes, top physios, like probably in the world, helping out. Who knows? Is the amount of injuries at this stage in the season unusual? I mean, I don't have the numbers off the top of my head about whether there's more or less, but you know, you're getting towards the end of the season. Players have played a lot of games. There's Europe and stuff to contend with as well now. I don't know which of your players have got injured and whether they're playing in Europe, but I don't know if there's more or less than usual. Doesn't seem that bad. It's like one of those things. I can't remember what the term is now, but like it seems unusual because it's happened in the same week with Aguero and Kane. So it's highlighted in your memory. You probably don't remember when it doesn't happen. You just don't really think about it in a normal week. Does that make any sense? Again, I feel like I was explaining that really badly. It's a kind of bias, I think. I can't remember what it's called. Tozen does look like he's going to get starts yet. 2 goals in 2 games. Why wouldn't they start him again against Stoke? Do you sell Kane to a 31 striker then the week after sell to Aubameyang? I'm looking at doing that, but that is 2 transfers to swap him in and out. So yeah, it depends whether you can spare the transfers, really. Confirmation bias, there we go. Yeah, I had Sterling and I, but Sterling's been injured for a few weeks now. It's going to be so annoying if he plays against Stoke. If he plays against Stoke, I should have basically made no transfers this week. Instead I took a hit. I can't moan too much because I've had a good week, but still. Kane should visit Pep's doctor. No comment, no comment. I think I get my signed Leighton Baines clean team sheet tomorrow. Pretty sure it's in the post for tomorrow. Does Walcott stay after 31? Not if a wildcard in 32. He just straight out of there. Looking forward to the wildcard streams. Yeah, me too. Always interesting conversations. How's it going, John? Cheers. Yeah, looking forward to the wildcard streams. And then looking forward to the double game week streams. Because I'll be able to stream on like Tuesday or Wednesday once the double game week second games are finished. Good or bad times ahead. The only problem with this time of the season is, outside of kind of double game weeks and blanks, the weeks just feel like they're getting in the way. Especially when they're bad, like this week. I don't even know if the free hit includes subs. Yeah, it does, yeah. King or Wilson? Wilson, I think, now for me. See what Howe says on King. If it looks like he's going to start, you could maybe go for him still. You bought him Walcott weeks ago, now he's injured for the only reason you got him. Yeah, and I think I did okay with that personally. I got in Mahrez and Eriksen when people were looking at blank players. That's worked out okay. If Kane's price falling and Aubameyang's price is rising, is it worth making the move now and benching? Not for me. I wouldn't make that move this week for a player you're not even going to play. Unless you're desperate for the money, but you seriously have to be really desperate. What if Aubameyang gets injured somehow? I'm probably taking a -4 for game week 31. -8 at the most. Do I know how the guys on Fantasy Football Scout got on? I think they did okay-ish. Granville had Son, so he's looking good. Save for live... No, I probably won't do live transfers on Thursday because I want to wait until Friday press conferences. I did think of that, about just doing the transfer anyway, but I might as well just wait and see. Don't forget, hit that like button if you haven't already, be much appreciated. And vote on the polls too, top right hand corner. We're going to do them in a second, in a few minutes. Baines was a good shout at the end, yep. See how he goes next week. Would love a clean sheet against Stoke. What does liking a video do? Well, I just like to see the number go up. But also helps to get the video out there. Hopefully seen by more people. So we can grow and grow and grow and grow. Schindler or Bauer? Can Huddersfield keep Zaha out? Who is my Shaqiri placeholder? What do you mean? Like, who am I getting instead of Shaqiri? Liking the video saves a tree in the Amazon. I like it. Schindler or Bauer? The thing is, it's hard for me to answer that question now because I'm a bit biased and I now think that Everton could do well against Stoke. Just because I own most of their players, or 3 of their players. So I'd probably side with Schindler and hope. And hope that Crystal Palace don't score. But they got Zaha back now. Who did I get rid of for Shaq? I don't. I'm not going for him. I'd be interested in seeing people's free hit teams because there's a couple of ways you can play. You can obviously spread the risk, or you could go full, like, I don't know, for the high ceiling. So you could triple on Everton defence, Stoke defence, Huddersfield defence. It could be really good if they keep a clean sheet. Obviously, as soon as a goal goes in, you cry. It could be worth a go rather than getting 3 different defenders from different teams. Shaqiri, if Walcott's confirmed that. No, I'm probably going to go for... I'd probably go for Stanislas instead. I don't think I'm going for Shaqiri. I'm considering Aubameyang, but not till game week 32. How well owned is Shaqiri? How well is he going to... I mean, if he scores against Man City, that will be a problem. Shaqiri is owned by 13%. I don't know about top 10k. I'm just going to go out. I'm hoping for the best. I've got 2 Everton defenders. I'm going to bet on them getting the clean sheet and going for Stanislas instead. But again, that is That's very reliant on my team. You guys, if you've not got double Everton defence, you'll probably be a little less biased towards that. And so you think Shaqiri can do well, like he's been doing for the last few weeks. Would I still get Stanislas as well as Wilson? I'd maybe look at Zaha then. If Crouch hurts the clean sheet, that's not the worst. Oh, I can't believe how much I'm yawning. I apologise. Okay, last minute to vote on the polls. Top right hand corner. Click the little I button. Let's get them done. Done and dusted. KANE has been replaced by Coleman. Would I keep Ericsson on wildcard or get Son? I would definitely get Son instead. I can't remember why I got Ericsson. I must have thought that Son was going to get arrested or something. My overall rank is just inside the top 40k. I would still love to get top 10k or top 5 at this point. How's it going, TM? Five mids or 3 strikers? For Gameweek 31. I don't know. Are you saying it's 3 strikers and 4 mids? Or 5 mids and 2 strikers? Probably 5 mids. You got Firmino. I don't know, 3 strikers could be good. Who's patronising as a fan base? I think I missed something. Oh, Southampton, okay. Ericsson's not cheaper than Son though. So that can't be why I got him. I think I thought that Son maybe was going to get arrested at that point. I think it's because Lucas Moura and Lamella were in. But obviously, that went wrong. Lucas has not come straight into the team. Is Lukaku a good pick on wildcard for 32? Well, Man United are going to have a double game week. He's in pretty good form. He's not getting double figure hauls, but... Well, not too many anyway. But he's getting regular goals and assists at the moment. I know we didn't have much possession against Liverpool, but at times I thought we were pretty good, especially in the first half. Wasn't all just long ball, although some of it was. King was brilliant at the end of the last season, yeah. I've still got those memories. Yeah, I mean, the 5 midfielders, 2 strikers, or 4 mids, 3 strikers, it really does depend on who you've got. Like, I can see, from midfield, who do you want? Maybe Shaqiri, Stanislas, Mane, Salah, and then maybe one other. And then up front, you've got Wilson, Firmino, plus one other. I mean, either way, I think there's 4 midfielders you probably want. 2 strikers you definitely want, and then just pick another one. Is Gomez finished as an FPL asset? Yeah, it looks like Trent is... although Trent got bullied against Man United, but they're not playing Man United every week. Vardy or Mahrez? I'm still siding with Mahrez. Did I hear about Jamie Carragher? No, but someone else mentioned... him earlier about him losing his job at Sky or something. Oh, he spat at a 14-year-old. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm seeing now on his Twitter. Oh, dear. Totally out of order, and I've apologised personally to all the family this evening. I was goaded 3 to 4 times along the motorway while being filmed and lost my rag. No excuses. Do you know what? He's not on, but like if they're just messing around on the motorway, just trying to taunt him, what do they expect? It seems very unlikely that he just decided to spit at someone for no reason. Klopp seeing dumbstruck seeing Rashford on the pitch. No wonder Trent got hammered. To be fair, we really targeted that side. Like Matthew and Sanchez, they kept going to that left side. Okay, anyway, poll time. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Yeah, I like Carragher as a pundit too. Him and G-Nav looking good. Okay. So the polls. We've had nearly 250 votes at this point. So, Gameweek 31 captain. 91% Salah. Unsurprising. We knew it was going to be high. I'm actually surprised it's that low, to be honest. I thought it might be a bit higher than 91%. Firmino, 3%. Mane, 2%. And someone else, apparently, 2% as well. So yeah, Salah winning by a mile, not surprising. How many Game Week 31 players? So 26% of you going for 8, 24% 9, so those two are the most, 8 and 9. 18% of you going for the full 11, 15% going 7 or less. So hoping for a low scoring game week, maybe a few 1-all draws with irrelevant players scoring. And then 10 is 14%, so 26% for 8 and 24% for 9. They're the most. Best striker alongside Firmino for Game Week 31. Wilson, 42%. Then Tozen is actually next now, 17%. 15% for Mounier. 10% for Benteke or Sorloth. And then 13% for someone else. So Wilson quite far out in front there. With Tozen up next. Biggest Game Week 31 clean sheet chance outside of Liverpool. So Bournemouth top of this, 35%. I guess it's because they're playing West Brom, but I mean Huddersfield against Crystal Palace. Depends what kind of Zaha turns up, I guess. But yeah, 35% for Bournemouth, 32% for Huddersfield, 17% for Everton, 12% for Stoke, and 1% for someone else apparently. And then number of hits for Game Week 31. Not too many according to the results. So a -4, 40%. Fair enough, 1 hit. 36% of you taking 0. So 3/4 of the results are none or -4. 19% taking a -8. 2% -12. And 1% of you apparently taking a -16 or more. Going all in. There you have it. That is the polls. The scores on the doors. What free hit squad do I recommend? I'm not going to go into that now, I don't think. I might try and make a video on it during the week. We'll see if that happens or not. Do you know, I'm not going to get into scenarios about whether I'd spit in people's faces or not. I don't think that's, yeah, anyway. Right, is Oza worth considering? Maybe for Arsenal's fixtures, but I think I'd rather have Mkhitaryan. Is double Huddersfield defence for the next 2 stupid? I don't think it's stupid, no. I think there's a chance for a clean sheet against Palace and then they're away to Newcastle. Alright people, I think I'm going to leave it there. I think we've answered quite a few questions that we can at this point. Obviously the blank questions will continue throughout the week. I've got a bonus points video coming tomorrow. I'll try and do a preview and a free hit video this week. That's my plan. It's a lot of videos to do in 1 week, but that's what I'm hoping for. Don't be mad at me if it doesn't happen. And then a stream again on Thursday, so lots of FPL stuff to come this week. Give it a like if you haven't already, it'd be much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here. That'll let you know when all the videos are coming out, when I'm next live, so you can join in on that too. I will have my team up later on in the week. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Eriksen to Mane and Kane to Wilson, but we'll see what happens. Thanks for all the questions, all the support as usual. Will there be a Scoutcast tomorrow? I'm sure there will be. I'll find out tomorrow. No, Tuesday. I'll find out on Tuesday, I guess. I'm not answering that question for Seb. Right. See you later all. Cheers for tuning in.